Hi. Um, Sexual violent content is strictly prohibited. All violators will be banned. Any questions, please contact the format that you are using. So has anybody, so I'm hoping that everybody has been listening to Donald Trump's phone call. No, yes, nay, yay. Okay, so Donald Trump's phone call sounds more like this. Okay. So this is how Donald Trump's phone call sounds like. Full phone call from Donald Trump to the secretary. Okay, so you can also find this on YouTube. On YouTube, it's for NBC News, and it's their stuff.
Mr. President, everybody is on the line, and just so this is Mark Meadows, the Chief of Staff. Just so we all are aware, on the line is Secretary of State and two other individuals, Jordan and Mr. Germany. With him, you also have the attorneys that represent the President, Kurt and Alex, and Cleta Mitchell, who is not the attorney of record, but has been involved, myself, and then the President. So, Mr. President, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, Brad and Ryan and everybody. We appreciate the time and the call. So we've spent a lot of time on this, and if we could just go over some of the numbers, I think it's pretty clear that we won. We won very substantially, Georgia. You even see it by rally size, frankly. We'd be getting 25,000, 30,000 people a rally.
Why is he trying to use the rally size as an excuse? Everybody knows that when you throw a birthday party, not everybody comes out depending on the situation, right? So everybody understood that Joe Biden's policies, he needed to show that he's doing it, right? And this is not. Where does your name come from? Samantha? I don't know from a language, but I don't want to talk about that right now. So, because I'm not gonna ask any more questions anymore. Because if I lose, I don't care. Nah, I do care, but yeah. But I want to concentrate on what I'm doing, because there's a point to this. Promise. There's a point to why. Because I want the perception and the idealistics of Donald Trump to be real. I need you guys to open your eyes to what Donald Trump really sounds like. Okay? I am telling you the truth, honest opinions of how I see this person. Okay? I see this person. It seems like I talk shit a lot about this person. Is because I have nothing to really praise him about. You guys all know I would even praise my worstest enemy if he or she did something good. Like, I hate that person, but the person I hated did a righteous thing. So, and I'm out. That's it. Because I'm not going to like it that the person I hate did something really good. So I usually get myself out of there because I know I'm going to be the negative one. That's how I work. I don't know how the rest of the world works, but that's how I work. And I want people to understand that his idealistics, his perceptions is what damaging the Constitution. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is a phone call. This is a real phone call, okay? This is...
The competition would get less than 100 people, and it never made sense. But we have a number of things. We have at least two or three, anywhere from 250 to 300,000 ballots were dropped mysteriously into the roll.
Okay, so he keeps repeating the same allegations. That's why nobody wants to listen to him anymore. They're like, enough. But by law, we have to give him the hour, right, of this phone call. Okay, by law, we have to give him an hour to ramble on. He legally owns a whole hour of your time, our time. He legally owns it. Okay, so this just
much of that had to do with Fulton County, which hasn't been checked. We think that if you check the signatures, a real check of the signatures going back in Fulton County, you'll find at least a couple of 100,000 of forged signatures of people with.
That's now he's changing that the dead people voted to forge people. It's like, okay, forged people forged it. Okay, if forged people forged it, find me the forgers. That's the physical evidence. If someone forged it, there's physical evidence of somebody standing at the, you know what I mean? Or someone mailed it in, right? Gotta have address. And if it, and this and that, right? And those ones had addresses. They went back and they found them and they were alive. They were real people. They showed ID, social security card, and birth certificate, and they were still alive. Okay, we have physical evidence from FBI and CIA that came into court to say, oh, we did, to prove, because the FBI and the CIA has to prove that they did the investigation. They turned in their reports to prove that they followed their policies, they did the rules, they followed the law, so they don't get in trouble. That's the reason why Donald Trump not going after the FBI and the CIA. Because they over there like, hello, mister, see our paperwork. It's telling us you lying. So if you keep coming at us, we have the law to shoot you. Okay? That's the reason why Donald Trump doesn't want to go after the FBI and the CIA, is because the FBI and CIA already told him, I'm going to shoot you if you keep bothering us. Okay? It's because if he keeps harassing the FBI and the CIA about the investigations, that's harassment to the FBI and CIA. And then the FBI and the CIA can claim harassment, battering from Donald Trump, and they can turn around and shoot him legally. That's how high and powerful the CIA and the FBI when they come together. When they come together like that, they're strong. And that because who back up the FBI and the CIA when they come together? The military. You know how strong that 3-0 is. You want to fuck with the FBI, CIA, and the military all as one? Why do you think Donald Trump is trying to separate them? But then FBI and CIA was like, bro, we've been friends too long for you for be fucking with us. And the military is like, I'm going to go with FBI and CIA because they are bosses. And of course, the FBI and CIA is their bosses. They're going to go with their boss. So why you think Donald Trump went and go attack the courts? Now you're attacking the courts again. Why you think so?
Who have been forged. And we are quite sure that's going to happen. Another tremendous number. We're going to have an accurate number over the next 2 days with certified accountants. But an accurate number will be given, but it's in the 50s of thousands. And that's people that went to vote and they were told they can't vote because they've already been voted for. And it's a very sad thing. They walked out complaining, but the number is large. We'll have it for you, but it's much more than the number of 11,779. That's the current margin is only 11,779. Brad, I think you agree with that, right? That's something I think everyone, at least that's a number that everyone agrees on. But that's the difference in the votes. But we've had hundreds of thousands of ballots that we're able to actually, we'll get you a pretty accurate number. You don't need much of a number because the number that in theory I lost by the margin would be 11,779. But you also have substantial numbers of people, thousands and thousands, who went to the voting place on November 3rd were told they couldn't vote. We're told they couldn't vote because a ballot had been put in on their name. And, that's very, 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 very sad. We had, I believe.
Okay, so FBI, CIA, and the undercovers, the detectives, everything, every report that came back, every person that was alleged, then they went to their houses and had them vote. Yeah, for real. That's the reason why I have a physical evidence of a lady that went out there and says that somebody, like, they came to her house and asked, the FBI went to her house and asked her if she actually voted. She said yes, but they said, you know what, we're going to ask you to vote again right there with the CIA and the FBI. And she couldn't hide it from them. She had to do it right there. And she chose Joe Biden. And they all pretty much did. That's the reason why FBI, CIA was like, this was free money, was easy money. We went to work. Thank you, Donald Trump. But this was also a waste of time because they could have used that time to establish the board, this Cold War that we're under. And like I told everybody, it's not a Cold War anymore. And Donald Trump was distracting the FBI and the CIA and the whole government from going to the international problems or the universal problems is because they have to stay locally. Because this, if we cannot get rid of this problem, we cannot go universal. The world leaders are not gonna, because the world leaders have nobody to recognize. If the world leaders don't have somebody to recognize as our leader, we don't exist. How I know this is because the Hawaiian Kingdom is not being recognized, is because they don't recognize a legitimate leader that they see the other leaders see fit. Okay, what you need is the other world leaders to recognize a certain person to represent this big group of people that can be considered a kingdom or a government, to be governed by a group of words that this representative is supposed to uphold. Okay, this representative is supposed to uphold a bunch of words that creates the law, that creates the constitution of the Hawaiian Kingdom. Okay, so that's supposed to uphold, right? But right now, has nobody, the world leaders' last signature to the Hawaiian Kingdom, okay, was to Queen Liliuokalani. Promise to God. Whoever came after Queen Liliuokalani, I promise you, they never recognized her. They just recognized her by name and by voice. But that's it. There's no documents I can fall on for any other ali'i, king, or princess or queen that came after Queen Liliuokalani. I only have documents that was recognized by the world leaders at that time is only for Queen Liliuokalani. That's the reason why I hold down Queen Liliuokalani, because she was our last. You can't go with our first. You got to go with our last. Okay? So, she the only one. They're saying she had no descendants, or the other world leaders do not recognize the Hawaiian Kingdom because she did not appoint anybody. So, the other world leaders do not need to respect anybody else because nobody was appointed. Do you understand? So because nobody was appointed, it became open state, became open land. Why you think they took her off of our land and far away? So she couldn't appoint someone. So we couldn't go through the ceremony. Hard for the queen to go through the ceremony that is necessary to appoint the next person. Why do you think electoral voting and all this voting is important. Why do you think all this ceremony stuff is important? Because all of this is evidence. You get physical evidence of a ceremony, just like when you get married, you need the ceremony, and then you need the signing, and then you gotta show promise. Okay, you gotta show promise, and in marriage, the promise is they have to get the thingy, the stuff, the honeymoon. Okay, we just call it that. Okay, so there's your back. That is my metaphor. Okay, don't take me serious on that. That's just a metaphor. So in the kingdom world, that's the same way. For anybody to respect it, they have to be recognized, or it's arguable. It's arguable that this kingdom no longer exists. It means as we had one sorry letter. The sorry letter means it's a statement that they have recognized there was a kingdom. But there's a time and place when the kingdom became free game because the appointee or the inheritee or the inheritant wasn't appointed, so it became free game. Every royal, every governed, know that power of level. The ones that don't know these rules was probably not born into royalty or born in a high level of class to know this. So it makes me wonder how I know this. I was always poor. Because the only way you actually know this, you have to be bred, or you have to go to a special schooling. Because the knowledge I'm giving you, back in the day, you would have got shot or killed or hanged in public if you even knew this. So how the fuck did I learn this? Probably my mom. But anyways, it is, I know I went to like ladies' school, but I don't know if that was part of the ladies' school. Like I went to a female school, like when I was really young, and they trained you in all ethics as a female, and you're supposed to know all the ethics of how the kingdom. Okay, never mind. Okay, so anyways, so that's the reason why that has to be in that categories. It has to be in that orders, is because where power comes from is recognition. Recognition gives respect, and respect gives support, and support gives manpower. Manpower gives you military. Military gives you protection. Protection gives you a shield. A shield gives you more opportunities. You see how it works? This is how our world works. This is how our world is. Oh yeah, I have my I'm trying to lose weight again. I have my work clothes on, and it's squeezing the shit out of me. I was watching the women, and they said it can make your waist tighter and all that stuff. Holy shit! Like, but anyways, no pain, no gain, right? So this is how it is, and that is the truth. I know I went fully into talking about the Hawaiian Kingdom and stuff like that, and fall away from Donald Trump's phone call and stuff, and I'm so sorry about that. But then that's pretty much of what I'm trying to use as a metaphor, is because Donald Trump sees the United States of America as a kingdom, right? If Donald Trump's precision or idealistics that the United States of America is a kingdom by the kingdom rules, then where is his support of the military? Where is his support from the FBI and the CIA? Where is the support to get, because the CIA and the FBI is the ones that help with the universal, right? They usually the ones that deal with the other leader, that helps with the other countries and stuff. So your own people have to recognize you. That's what I'm saying. Even your own people have to recognize you. And But that's the reason why we have voting. The voting proves that there's more people that do not recognize you. So you do not have the power to have support of arms, support of, these type of backups. You cannot have them because you have no records. No one recognizes you. If they do that, that means that the Hawaiian Kingdom, that they gave us a real letter saying that they recognize that we was a kingdom. That means they still have to continue on, mostly if Donald Trump continues this. Then that means all my claims of, crap.